Yes. Gratitude.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Springfield Meeting House from Springfield, Vermont. We're Zooming to you, and we welcome you all, whether you're Zooming from near or far or way beyond the galaxy. We've got a beautiful service planned for you today. And one thing that we will ask is that would you please sing along with the music? It makes things extra special. And if you sing the way I do, you don't have to worry. Keep your computers on mute, and that way nobody will hear you and nobody will know that you sing like I do. So anyway, sit back, welcome, sing along, have a great time, and enjoy.
Welcome. So glad you are here for our service on friendship and gratitude. Here for our chalice lighting. Hear these words from that Meister Eckhart. If you say just one prayer, and that prayer is thank you, that's enough. Come into this place of peace and let its silence heal your spirit. Come into this place of memory and let our stories warm your heart. Come into this place of prophecy and power and let our collective vision change your being. Welcome to our time of worship together. So glad that you are here. Are you feeling like your life could be a little bit more, a little better, a little happier, or a lot happier, or a lot more peaceful? There is a way. There is a way. Gratitude. Gratitude as a practice. And that's what we are here today to do, to explore the power of gratitude. And I am so grateful for my friend Delia, Chaney from the Atlanta Spiritual Community, who has prepared this service for me along with our whole worship team. I'm Mellen Kennedy. It's my honor to serve as the minister here at the Springfield Meeting House. I want to invite you to get in the spirit of this service by singing along with this song, For the Beauty of the Earth. The refrain of this is about opening our hearts in gratitude. So if you can look out the window and see the beauty of the earth around you and connect with it and open. Gratitude is not a theory in the head, it's a way of being in the heart. So let's get there and use this song as a launching place. So here we go. And you mute yourself and sing along.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of real life, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human care, sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Source of all to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you so much to Julaine and the virtual choir for preparing that for us. That's gorgeous. So I was looking at the participant list. I'm so happy to see some of my friends from the Atlanta Spiritual Community are here. Welcome to Bernita and to Joyce and to Delia and other friends from Atlanta, to Robin, and to all of you from near and far who are choosing to spend the morning with us. So we're here about gratitude, and my friend Seth. So Deb, you could do a screen share. Yeah, there we go. Spotlight us. My heart is just bursting with gratitude for you, Seth, and for you and your wife, Erica, and the amazing work that you have done. Just to give a little recap, it was the end of January. Seth did a worship service for us, which is on our YouTube channel. Deb will put up the YouTube channel later at the end of the service. You can go and look if you want. You can watch the service where Seth told us about his amazing work. For 11 years, he and his wife, Erica Mitchell, have been trying their best to make the world a better place by confronting a massive poisoning. Manganese is in infant formula, and it causes neurotoxin. It's a neurotoxin. It causes developmental delays for children, and there is no limit. There used to be a limit which was too high, and then the WHO, the World Health Organization, eliminated that limit. So people who make baby food, baby formula, they can put whatever they want in there, and it is disastrous for the long-term health of children. It's a terrible, terrible thing. And so Seth and Erica and many of their research colleagues over the years have been working so hard to raise awareness about this. It's amazing. So watch the video, go back and watch the service, and it just presented an incredible ethical dilemma for Seth about how is it that people at the WHO know this and are not concerned about the well-being of children, and all the other people who are involved in this. And like, as a dedicated scientist, how was he to make peace with the knowledge he had and the carelessness, the obliviousness of the powers that be to this danger for the children? But this is great news. This is really, really great news. Guess what? As of March 21st, the WHO woke up and they established a level of safety for manganese that is reasonable and means that children will not get sick now. Woohoo! So we are so happy. So Seth, tell us more about your project. And I can't even tell you how grateful I am, Seth. I'm going to get teary-eyed. That's what happens. So when I touch gratitude, I just lose it. So that you and Erica have fought this good fight for so long. So thank you, Seth. Tell us more.
Thank you, Mellen. And you've been a part of the fight for 11 years. This all really started in 1997 when I was working for USAID and made the first national scale map of arsenic-affected drinking water in Bangladesh. We, at that time, discovered that about 90 million people in Bangladesh were also drinking water with manganese at levels above the World Health Organization guideline. Now, that guideline wasn't based on protecting human health. It was based on a dietary survey of 100 Canadian women from a university. Basically, the person who ate the most manganese over a 3-day period, that was used to set the guideline. There weren't any health outcomes measured. This large exposure of over 90 million people drew a lot of attention, and Gail Wasserman from Columbia University determined that the school-age children in Bangladesh had arrested IQ, poor academic performance, a variety of neurological impairments, including ADHD and many other things. And this started about 20 years of intense research on the toxic effects of manganese in young people. And my brilliant wife, who, well, let me step back. 11 years ago, I met Mellen Kennedy. Right after this was unfolding, the World Health Organization discontinued its guideline for manganese, said it's not a problem. And we found out that there were consultants with undeclared conflicts of interest who influenced this decision at the World Health Organization. So I walked into the church that Mellen was serving, just totally shattered. Like so many people go to church because they've gone through a divorce or lost a spouse. I just, my team discovered that tens of millions of people were being poisoned. And anyway, my wife dug deeper, and we started an independent project looking at manganese in infant formula, and found out that the amount of manganese used in infant formula in the United States is up to about 1,000, can be up to about 1,000 times the amount that's in breast milk, and does exceed international standards for safety for children. And what was really neat was on March 21st, after this 11-year battle, the World Health Organization capitulated and released a new guideline to protect infants from excess manganese from drinking water and infant formula. So thank you very much, Mellen. I'm forever grateful for you and all the help you've done.
Thank you so much, Seth and Erica, for your amazing work. And anybody, there we go. Okay, so some of us, I send out an email. Yeah. Yeah, are we on gallery? Yeah, there we go. Yay! Thank you, Seth. Thank you
Thank
so
you very much. It's been a long
Trust
haul.
WHO. No, trust Seth and Erica. Hooray for science. You did it. Congratulations, Seth. Woohoo!
Many
Yay.
people did it.
Thank you, Seth and
We did this
Erica. Here we are.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So there's so much good happening in the world. There is so much good happening in the world. You might not hear this news on mainstream media, but all around the world, there are people like Seth and Erica who are doing the right thing, who are working hard and making the world a better place. And my heart is full of gratitude for you, Seth and Erica, and all the wonderful people, including you, who are here on this Zoom call, who through your intelligence, your dedication, your kindness, are making the world a better place. It doesn't make the news, but it's the foundation.
We would have made the news if we killed 90 million people.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than if we heal. But I believe that the majority of people are good and are doing wonderful things. And so thank you for giving us an opportunity to see behind the veil of science, Seth, and see the dedication and what a difference. If you ever wonder whether you can make a difference in the world, you can. You can. Listen to your heart. Put your life energy, your skills, your kindness into making the world a better place.
Thank you all for your support over these many years. I'm very grateful to know you all.
Wonderful. Yay. And give our love to Erica, if you would, Seth. I know she's not here right now, but give our love to her. And what's it all about? It's all about love, isn't that? This is our foundation. This is what we're about. So let's join in saying our affirmation together. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve the needs of all beings, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with the source of our being. And that slide is an image of our sanctuary in the Springfield Meeting House, which hopefully, if the situation improves, we'll be there in person. But we will continue on Zoom, so we'll be there in person and on Zoom in the near future, inshallah, God willing. So thank you so much, Seth. And I am so happy, Delia, you're here in person. So my friend Delia from the Atlanta Spiritual Community, last week, a few weeks back, Delia told me that she was doing a 28-day gratitude challenge, and I was like, wow, that sounds really interesting. So we talked about it, and we pre-taped a conversation between me and Delia about that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share and show you that. I'm Kennedy, and it is my delight and pleasure to serve as the minister for the Springfield Meeting House in Springfield, Vermont. You got it? And we are in the middle of a gratitude challenge, the ThanksLiving challenge, and I want to share with you the wisdom and observations of my friend Delia, who is also doing a gratitude challenge this month. Delia lives in the Atlanta area. She's originally from New York, and she and I met actually online. We haven't met in person yet, through a group called the Atlanta Spiritual Community, which meets regularly online for book discussions. And I am convinced that gratitude is a fast track to God, to the source, to well-being, whatever you want to call it. And you and I share that perspective, Delia. And so I was so interested when we were on a call recently. You said you are doing like a month-long challenge on gratitude practices daily, and I'm just so interested to hear more. You've told me a little bit about what you've been doing, just to hear more about what you're doing and what it means to you. So welcome. I'm so glad you're willing to be with us, Delia.
Thank you, Mellen. Thank you for having me. Yes, I started a month ago. Started with this gratitude challenge. Actually, it's a workshop that was developed from the book called Magic by Rhonda Byrne, who is also the writer of the book The Secret. And so just by serendipity, I had tuned into this particular minister who had offered this work to us. And so I started it, and it's really, really very simple. So it starts off with listing 10 things that you are grateful for each morning. So you make a list of them, and then you reread them and say thank you. Thank you for each of these 10 things. And initially, believe it or not, I struggled with it. I said, well, okay, I'm thankful for, but as you continue to do it, it just becomes this this scripting almost, that you're doing, and you're saying to yourself, yes, I am so thankful for, I'm so thankful for. And the thing of it is that you start off with thanking yourself for all of the haves, all of the physical stuff that you have. But eventually, if you continue doing it, you start thanking God or source or spirit for life. And then it becomes almost like a subtle something that you just are so grateful for. And of course, she adds different exercises each day to that basic exercise. So then you start like walking and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Or you start making lists of things that you want to see in your life and saying thank you for having them, though they've not appeared yet, which is another wonderful way to have your dreams realized, because, Abraham Hicks also talks about already saying thank you for all the things that you've you want in your life, even though you haven't seen them. And so this has just been an expansion this whole month of this gratitude, knowing that source is all there is. And it's such a feeling, high vibration feeling. It really, really is. Such a
So
high vibration
you're
feeling.
kind of toward the end of it now, huh? You've been doing it for a while. Can you just
I
talk just a little bit louder? I just want to.
Sure,
Yeah, great.
sure.
Or maybe my volume's low. Yeah.
Uh, I'll put
Oh,
my
oh no. Oh,
volume
it's
up.
me. It's me. My volume's low. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Hmm.
That's cool. I hear you
Yeah.
better now. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm last couple of days of it, and we're talking about manifesting,
Mm,
really, really working on manifesting. And so you're thankful for whatever it is that you want to see in your life. You're using visualization techniques, visioning techniques. You're and and you feel. You have to add feeling to it. That's the other
yeah.
piece of this.
Yeah.
It's that feeling aspect that has to be there. So you know it, you feel it. It's not just an intellectual thing,
Right.
not
Right.
just the mental. You have to bring it down to your heart. And so that's the work, is making sure that, or not even making sure, because at this point I've been practicing enough that I can bring up my feeling state easily,
Isn't that
and
great?
I do. It's a wonderful, sometimes I'm in here laughing to myself. I said, because
Oh.
I feel so good. I feel so good. And I know that everything is working. Everything is
Mhm.
working for me. Everything is coming toward me. All that I desire is here, present, now.
It feels kind of like keeping the circulation going. When my heart is in a place of gratitude, and I'm in a lot of spiritual traditions, the left side is the receiving side, and the yin side, and the right side is the yang, or the outgoing, the expressive side. And
Hmm.
so that's why I'm using these gestures, that we're always receiving every moment of every day. The sun
Yes.
is shining
Yes.
right now. I'm not making it
Yes.
happen. The world is turning.
Mhm.
People
Mhm.
who I don't even
Mhm.
know are starting to grow food, which I will eat months from now. It's all happening. And so the gratitude practice of taking, sort of like taking it in and being like, wow, I am so blessed. I am so fortunate. And then it makes it easier in a way to give, and just kind of let it flow through me, and just trust.
Mhm.
And when I give, just knowing like, okay, it it's a circulation of love, of objects, of energy, of food, of money, whatever. In gratitude, it's almost like um, it facilitates that process, that flow. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And speaking to that, that's also why it's such a great first step in prayer. Because just as you said, if you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're worried, whatever, just saying to yourself, look at this. The world is turning, the sun came up. Food is growing. Look at the grass. Oh my goodness gracious, the buds are coming up. Recognizing all of that has to, just by its nature, lift your spirit, take you away from that feeling of concern, worry, doubt, whatever it is that you're going through.
I love what you shared with me earlier about with the synchronicity. That I
Hmm.
are there really coincidences, or are we part
Right.
of this magnificent flow? That you're taking this class on prayer, and what's what's a 6-week
The
class?
first.
Here we have, you started last night, and what's the first lesson? with
Yes.
Michael Bernard Bethwick's group, the Agape International, which is a fabulous organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love that, how
Mm-hmm.
it just here as you're kind of winding up your 1 month challenge, and then here's another angle on it. I loved hearing about that.
Yeah.
The power
Yeah.
of prayer in that way.
Yeah, again, it's as if source is saying you're on the path. You're on the path. Here, let me give you some more. I mean,
Isn't that great? I love it.
yes,
I
and
love
I
it.
said, "Oh, wow, isn't that amazing?" And it's not as if I've not heard any of this before, but it's always as if it's new again. It's new again, and it's because I guess because you're hearing it from a deeper place.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
it strikes you, just as with all my books, I don't get rid of any of the books because when you reread a book, you get something new and different. You read that sentence before, you thought you understood it before, but now it just seems to have a deeper meaning.
I love what you said about awareness, that we have the power of our awareness, our attention, what we do with it,
Mm,
but we're so often careless, and we let our attention wander to things that are unpleasant or unhelpful or negative,
mhm.
and then we can get ourselves depressed or upset or unbalanced or angry or whatever. But it's an inside job. With the gratitude practice, we can constantly shift our awareness, and just to even realize my awareness is a gift I have, and what I do with it changes everything, every moment of my life. And it's so simple but powerful to recognize when I put my attention on the blessings, everything
More
around
keep
me.
coming.
Yeah,
More keep coming.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's like a magnet in a way.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
more keep coming, more keep
Yep.
coming. And you see things that you just because you are in that place and space, you start not to see those other things that are distracting and
It's
crazy
beautiful.
or what other people, you go, oh, really? Oh, really? That's what oh, really? Oh,
Hmm.
okay. All
Hmm.
right.
I
I,
love it.
I guess sometimes I'm in la la land. I don't.
I'd rather be in La La Land with you, Delia,
Yeah.
than in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because we're constantly being whipped up into anxiety by the media and all of that, and fear. It's a poison, and to really develop a gratitude practice, it's like an antidote for all that.
I say to myself, Delia, you have to be linked into what's going on in the world. So I subscribe to the New York Times. I said, if I'm going to read anything, I'll read the New York Times. Okay. So I get the feed, and this morning I opened up my Google and I'm reading, and the headline says, "New virus already growing," and I go, "What? What? Why? Why do I want to know a new virus?" I haven't gotten over the old virus yet. What is it? I don't know. I said, so why am I subscribing to this? What benefit is that going to do me? So that I should start worrying now that a new virus is growing, and
Delia, I have a spiritual teacher who told me, or years and years ago, that the only reason to tune into the news is to know what to pray for. Isn't that
yes,
great?
yes,
It's like not to get worked
yes,
up about it, not to get anxious, but
yes,
to take it in, and realize,
yes,
okay, I'm not powerless in this.
Mhm. Yeah.
To do the prayer from a place of power, not like, oh, prayer of, oh no, we have a new disaster, help us, that doesn't help at all.
Mhm.
But what
Mhm.
you were
Mhm.
describing in that the 6-step process, from the Agape International, of starting with gratitude. So to know,
Mhm.
to respond to the upsets, the anxieties, the fears, whatever the disasters in the world, we're not powerless. We are not
No.
powerless.
No.
In the
No.
energy of aligning the heart in gratitude, and then putting energy out through prayer to the places that are imbalanced and are inharmonious, in states of distress, it actually has an effect on the world. And personally, I think this is a really amazing time to be on the planet, because like you were saying earlier, when we were chatting, um, you're able to go on Zoom and join this prayer class in California and get the benefit of that. And you and I met,
Right.
through the Atlanta,
Yeah.
even though
Mhm.
I don't live there. And so we can
Right.
avail ourselves of all of this. And there are so many people around the whole world who are engaging in spiritual practices, who are recognizing how crucial my daily gratitude practice is. As I raise my vibration, I bring it out into the world.
Mhm.
I heal the world by my presence, because I'm coming from that wonderful place. It's an inside job, and it matters.
I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I think Zoom is amazing in that I can meet with, I call it light-minded people, because I'm just meeting so many light-minded
Oh,
people. Uh,
Light, light, Light. Oh,
yes,
that's
yes,
beautiful. I
yes.
love it.
I I'm just, so that's another wow for me. And the fact that one of the things that they kept emphasizing, after gratitude comes the realization step, which, not the realization, the recognition, which is that God is. Because someone also brought up the whole, Ukraine situation, and how do you reconcile your prayer and being uplifted and being grateful when all this other stuff is going on. And it just comes back to knowing that God is, and God is all. God is all.
Mhm.
So we don't necessarily know as humans why what is happening, but we just have to stay centered in that position that God is, and
Mhm.
that yes, the sun still comes up,
Mhm. Mhm.
things are still growing, life is still ongoing. It's amazing.
Isn't it though?
And if we
I'm
can
getting
stay
teary-eyed again.
there,
Oh,
yes, and if we can
yeah,
stay there, if we
yeah.
can stay there and bring that light, and all of us together, and I'm realizing how large of a community we have become, because, 40 years ago, I wouldn't share this with anyone because they were, you're a little, you know, but now there are so many people and we're so linked. Thank God we're
Mhm.
so linked that
Yes,
yes, we
yes.
can raise that vibration. We can.
And we're doing it. It's
And
happening.
we're doing it. We're
Yeah,
doing it. So
yeah.
that's where we have to stay focused. So, that New York Times article, I just immediately okay. All
And
right
and
then.
and gratitude is the a key first step in this, and being
Absolutely.
a healing presence in the world, being a being of light, being a, a person who is helping.
A beneficial presence in the
Exactly.
world in whatever way, shape, or form. I kept beating myself for a while. Well, I don't have any special skills or areas of expertise, or, I'm not an artist. But can I pray? Yes. Can I bring light? Yes. Can I practice on myself? Because if I'm practicing on myself, I'm raising vibration,
Yes.
because we're all connected.
Yes.
We're all connected. So if I'm practicing on me, raising my vibration, isn't your vibration also going up?
It is.
Yes.
It definitely is.
Yes.
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 What a gift to know you. My heart is just full of gratitude and joy, Delia, that our paths have crossed, and that you just happened to mention the gratitude challenge
Yes.
that you're doing, and that it has led to a deepening of our connection and friendship. And now through this little video, sharing this with people at the Springfield Meeting House, way up in Vermont, more than 1,000 miles
Isn't that
away from
amazing?
where you live. So the blessings just radiate out and out and out. So
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you so
I pray that everyone who looks at this, listens to this, takes that step, that thank you step. And hey, I know I'll feel it.
I definitely do. Thank you, sweetie.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
my heart is full of
Okay.
joy. Wow. That was beautiful. Thank you, Delia. And you're here. Deb, would you do a spotlight on Delia and me, if you would?
Please no.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay, never mind. Never mind. I was just going to give you a chance if you wanted to say anything else, but you don't have to. You'd rather not? Okay.
Thank you for listening. That's all.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And so months and months ago, I invited everyone to a ThanksLiving challenge to take on a practice of gratitude in whatever way was meaningful for you. And some of us have done that this year. And I just want to give a chance for anybody who has done that to share a little bit of what it has been like for you, what you have learned from it. Yeah. So does anybody want to chime in about your gratitude, your what's transpired for you, what you've done, what's transpired for you in recent months in the gratitude practice, the gratitude challenge? Sharon, I see your hand now. Yeah, go ahead, Sharon.
It was wonderful when we started this challenge to do it twice a day, 7 and 7 or 8 and 8, depending on daylight savings or standard time. And so I took my device, which I try and use for good, and I set it to give me a little ding when that time came around. And one of the things that we, some of us took on was sending good, loving energy to our local prison as a place, that could benefit from prayers and good energy. Yeah. So we also imagined what might raise our vibration and in sending energy there. One of our images was sending flowers to the prison, and all kinds of ways of imagining that, bouquets of flowers showing up there, people who were in the prison maybe growing flowers, maybe giving flowers to each other, or a river of flowers, or I sometimes imagine rose petals just floating everywhere, and how that might raise the vibration. That's not the only way, but that was one really heartfelt image. I also take that time to think of what else I'm grateful for at that moment. And there are occasions when I'm really busy at that time. No worries. I know that I will do it again later that day or the next day. So it immediately, when I hear that little ding, just like Pavlov's dog, it raises my vibration. And I feel so grateful to be able to have that in my life on a regular basis. It's wonderful. That's it.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else who did a gratitude practice in recent months or at some point in your life? Steve, I think I see your hand up.
Yeah, with very occasionally I've been able to notice that, my frustration of the moment or my anger or upset is related to some person who's, doing something that upsets me. And if I stop to think for a moment, I'm always so much more thankful that that person exists in my life, than my frustration of the moment, it becomes really insignificant compared to how much how grateful I am for them in my life. So I'm trying to remember to use upsets to remind me to be grateful.
Oh, that's beautiful, Steve. Thank you for that. Wow, I love it. So Victor, I see your hand is up too.
Yes, so thank you so much. And I have to, Delia, no, I was not going to let this get away. Thank you, everybody. And Delia is a personal friend of mine. We've been knowing each other for years. I knew her when she was in New York City. We worked together. And I'm just so grateful to see her and the transformation that she has been able to make in her life. And more importantly for me, how instrumental she has been in me making transformation in my life. And more specifically, I have to speak to, and Sharon, thank you so much for mentioning about our fellow human beings in our prisons and jail, because I, at one time, was one of those people. I'm a person that is just as impacted, formerly incarcerated, and survived all of the horrors and inhumanities that have happened to people. And things happened to me while I was in there. By God's grace, for 25 years, I have not been involved in the criminal injustice system. And I have to say that I know only by God's grace have I been able to survive. And I have to say this again, Delia had a great part in me opening up my consciousness to living, to life, to being grateful, and showed me how to get on and stay on the right path. So I'm just so honored to be here. And, the work that I do in New York City is about transforming the criminal injustice system and changing criminal justice laws through legislation. I am the co-director of a coalition that's called the Solitary Confinement Campaign, and we were successful after an 8-year advocacy campaign to get our bill passed in our New York State legislature and have it signed by the governor in 2021 to end long-term solitary confinement in our prisons and jails. And I am a survivor of solitary confinement myself while I was incarcerated, and the inhumanities and the collateral damages never ever go away. But by God's grace, I am part of the coalition that now changed laws in New York State. And our bill was just officially implemented this past March the 31st. So now they can no longer hold people in solitary confinement beyond 15 days. But the more important part is that there's a transformative human approach to people that need to be separated by any disciplinary mention. But sorry to be long-winded, but thank you all for this, everything that everybody's doing in your real, but a really special shout out to my friend Delia, who's played a very significant part and continues to play that part of my life, all the way from New York City. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you.
I'm crying tears of gratitude and joy. We have so much to be thankful for. I mean, here on this call, we have Victor and Seth, who, two individuals, have used their intelligence, their capability, their life experiences to change laws that are benefiting people around the world. So I'll just share with you, Victor, one of the closest people in my life spent 22 years in prison, and I have some sense of what that is about and what you have been through. I just want to disagree with one thing. You can heal. You said maybe you won't recover. You can.
But I always term myself when I speak as a healing survivor of solitary confinement, but a healing survivor of collateral damage of our prisons and jails. So I'm still on the mend. But thank you.
Okay, you can do it, brother. You can do it. Seriously, you know, God's power can heal us from all kinds of trauma. And you're a bright light in the world, and I'm so grateful that you got on the call today. And I will just mention, since we're on the subject of prisons, many of us are writing letters of support, or birthday letters actually. Camus Siddiqui is a prisoner of conscience, and Anne Marie is on the call. Anne Marie's daughter Rosa is working in the prison system, actually in New York. If you all don't know each other, Victor, maybe we can connect you up with Rosa in spirit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my contact information in the chat anyway.
Excellent. And so all of you are welcome to write a birthday celebration. It's Camus Siddiqui's, it's his 69th birthday, and Rosa is putting together 69 cards to send to him for his 69th birthday as a prisoner of conscience. And so if you haven't written a card to Camus yet, you're welcome to do so. And we can reach out beyond our little worlds and our boundaries. We're one humanity. We are one humanity. So thank you so much. And I see Sophie, you have your hand up.
Sorry. Yeah, I've had a gratitude practice for a long time. Mellen and I are cousins, and our moms were sisters. And I tend to inherit the worrywart gene we had. But a long time ago, I heard a story about monks, I believe in Japan, and they had to go and beg every day for their food. And they had to express gratitude for what they got. And so, you know, like they said, you know, just, and like fish heads, oh, yum, fish heads, delicious. So my kind of beginning of my gratitude list is I say just enough of what I need just for today, with the idea like manna from heaven from the Bible, just for today, and to accept with gratitude what's placed in my bowl. And it's really important to me to recognize and honor the things that I struggle with being grateful for, as well as the things I can truly feel gratitude for. It helps me see the gifts of the challenges I've faced in my life. The two greatest challenges I've faced have been my greatest source of growth. And it's just that it's a very centering, present experience. You know, what am I grateful for right now? And I think it also helps me bring me back to what am I grateful for right now. But that's just the way I do it. And it really helps me when I'm not sure I'm feeling gratitude to first acknowledge the things that are difficult. I don't always have to do it, but it's really important for me to acknowledge them.
Thank you, Sophie. It kind of resonates with what you were saying, Steve, about, you know, that's how life is. Both the things that please us and things that trouble us. So thank you so much for that. So Christine, Chrissy, how about you?
Good morning. I am offering a little 4-part tag on underneath the 10 things that you're grateful for. And it's a technique that I was introduced to. And it's GLAD, GLAD, what you're glad for. And the first one is gratitude. So it might just be one thing that you're grateful for, or something. The L is learn. So what did I learn that day? The A is an appreciation. And I often use this as a thank you for a person that has benefited my day. So it might be the nice checkout person at the Hannaford's grocery store. And then the D is a delight. So something that delighted me during the day. So it could be beautiful flowers in the park. It could be bird song. It could be a beautiful smell of tea. But I find that ending on delight is a nice way to move forward. So that's the 4-step GLAD technique that I use.
That's beautiful, Chrissy. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to try that. I like that. And I'm just going to do a really quick screen share here. We have a wonderful, wonderful intern, Valencia, who this is the church site, and Valencia created this area for us, the ThanksLiving Challenge. And so what's really interesting is that there are all kinds of research now. Suddenly there's all this research, here's Valencia, on gratitude, and there are tons of research that show how beneficial it is. It makes you happier, psychological well-being enhanced, positive emotions, self-esteem, decreases suicidal thoughts, makes people like you, improves your romance and friendships, social support, your family, makes you more optimistic, giving, less materialistic. You're a better manager. You get along with people in your workplace, better mental health, less depressive, better sleep. I mean, come on, better physical health. There's no reason to not practice gratitude. I mean, and each of these, there's research to this, so you can go to our website and check out and see more. And spacer bar got stuck, sorry. Okay, and so here's a little letter from me about it, and we've been looking at the great spiritual teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. He has a lot to say about gratitude, and here are some of the things that you can do. Some Delia mentioned, and other people do the journal. Say grace before meals. Laugh like the Dalai Lama, and Desmond Tutu. There's a wonderful thing, gratefulness.org. You can sign up for that, send you daily quotes. So yeah, check out that area of our website, the ThanksLiving Challenge. And I know we're over time, but it's been such a beautiful, meaningful, wonderful, rich time together. So thanks for being with us as we go a little bit over. So let's just have a short prayer. Just feel your feet on the ground. Feel Mother Earth holding you. Feel your heart full of gratitude for our beautiful planet, the oxygen you're breathing right now, the food that was on your table for breakfast or will be for lunch. Open your heart in gratitude to the Springfield Meeting House and all our connections, our collaborations with people all over, and including over in Europe. We've got someone from Europe with us today. People from all around. Feel your heart open up in gratitude. You're being held, you're being fed, you're being nourished spiritually by people you don't even know, connected. Spirit of life, the source, the one, known by many names, thank you so much for this gorgeous spring day, and thank you for the gift of the Springfield Meeting House. Thank you for the truth, the love, the beauty that has been shared in our time together. Open our hearts. Find the places where we are closed and let them be flooded with light and love. Let us feel, gracious God, source, your presence. Be with us. Let us carry the inspiration, the support, the challenge from our sharing today. Let us carry that through into our life. that each of us may be a being of light, a beneficial presence in the world around us. We are so grateful for light-minded beings. Thank you, Great Spirit. Blessed be. And so it is. Amen. We had a song, but I think we'll probably skip it only because we're already over time. It's a chant, all shall be well. So know that in spite of the challenges in the external world, all is well and all shall be well. So Sharon,
Bob.
Sharon, you have the chalice and the bell for us. And our closing words, I'll use what I opened with. Meister Eckhart. If you pray just one prayer, and that prayer is thank you, that's enough. That's enough. So Sharon, you have the bell for us?